So ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno Aquino III.
Morning. Please sit down. Your Eminence, Zenon Cardinal Grokolevsky, Your Excellency Edward Joseph Adams, Very Reverend Father Bruno Cadore, I hope I'm not mispronouncing everybody's name, Very Reverend Father Quirico Pedregosa Jr., Very Reverend Father Rolando de la Rosa, our host on numerous occasions in our visits to UST, Reverend Father Pablo Chong, Dr. Joseph McFadden, Reverend Father Florentino Bolo Jr., members of the Diplomatic Corps, delegates of ICUSTA, members of the Association of Catholic Universities of the Philippines, UST officials, faculty members, and students, fellow workers in government, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first congratulate the International Council of the Universities of St. Thomas Aquinas for this conference. For almost 2 decades, you have shown the world your commitment to international diversity by instilling a love and a passion for truth while pursuing academic excellence and practicing a life of faith. Let me also congratulate the University of Santo Tomas for your 400 years of quality Christian education. For 4 centuries, you have upheld the traditions of excellence and integrity, known to many as the Thomasian spirit, which now resides in the hearts and minds of our leaders and professionals. You have also opened the doors to our guests and shown them not just our well-known hospitality, but our capability to host important international gatherings. Philippine Christian education dates back to the time of the Spanish conquistadors, who in 1521 brought with them their political and educational system that was closely intertwined with their religion. The formation of the human mind requires a curriculum that is not merely empirical, contingent, and relative, but one that is humanizing. For 4 centuries, the University of Santo Tomas has educated the best this country has to offer. But when we look back at the long list of distinguished individuals this institution has produced, it is not merely education that sets them apart, but principles. This university has made it its noble mission to instill Catholic principles to each of its students, while at the same time giving them a high quality of education. It is no surprise that among those who serve our countrymen at the highest levels, presidents, senators, Supreme Court Chief Justices, saints, martyrs, and even artists, many are Thomasans. People who have learned to balance their intellect on an unshakable foundation of morality. I think this is what Thomasans around the world share in common: the ability to excel in their chosen field and contribute to the welfare not just of their country, but of the world. Education is a vital tool for national development and social change. Through education, we are able to promote economic growth, alleviate poverty, and improve the quality of life of our people. And thus, it is one of our central strategies for taking this country forward. The 21st century has brought with it a changing cultural, social, and spiritual environment. Thus, Catholic institutions must work harder to develop in their students the necessary knowledge, attitudes, and skills required not only to produce competitive citizens, but also to expose them to the realities of the world. And UST has always been an exemplar of what we ask of our educational institutions. Through your efforts, we are hoping that Filipinos across the archipelago can all exhibit the qualities of your graduates. Today, the Philippines is facing the gargantuan task of rehabilitating itself from years of turmoil, which sparked an attitude of disillusionment among the Filipino people. Many unwillingly resigned themselves to lives abroad due to the lack of opportunities here. The duty to give back to the country is not forgotten, but it is largely overshadowed by the pressures of mere survival. In light of this, we remember Rizal's famous challenge: where are the youth who will consecrate their golden hours and enthusiasm for the welfare of the country? End quote. And we must hold ourselves to the standard that our national hero has set for us and act upon it with vigor and initiative. We should therefore remember that one's financial state is but an instrument for the common good, which will then influence one's sense of satisfaction with life. In the face of this idealism, we must also face the rigors of reality. Our graduates want good jobs, but there is a clear mismatch between job openings and university courses. We have an overwhelming number of graduates in the fields of business administration, nursing, teacher education, and even hotel and restaurant management, who are hard-pressed to find jobs. At the same time, specialty jobs in mining, aeronautics, geology, and software engineering remain difficult to fill. This is why the Commission on Higher Education has declared a temporary moratorium on the creation of new higher education institutions, or HEIs, and programs particularly in the oversubscribed fields I have already mentioned. CHED has also started to take action to review and fix the HEI systems in the country to make them more efficient, such as forging greater ties between higher education, institutions, and employers, which will ease the burden of job hunting on new graduates. As the youth of today grow more mature and become more politically aware, we must respond. We must reinforce their enthusiasm and efforts with the reward they deserve: a better Philippines, a home that they can both love and reside in, a place where they are not required to disconnect with their families just to earn a decent living. This is a task that is heaped on all of our backs, a task that seemed much heavier under the darkness of the previous years. But daylight is indeed upon us. We have restored the all-important trust between government, private institutions, and the Filipino people. And now that we are able to cooperate with full confidence in one another under the guidance of the Catholic principles this country has been proud of for so long, we will succeed. We will bequeath to our youth what they truly deserve: a Philippines that will not force its citizens across oceans for work, but instead one that will embrace them as our children, especially in challenging times. Thank you. Good day.